A brown recluse actually saved my life. When I got bit in one of the houses we were at by a brown recluse, my legs swelled up, turned purple, couldn't hold food down, couldn't move, nothing. It was horrible. And he refused to take me to the doctor. He said all I wanted to do was have some man look at my leg. Well, his mother finally convinced him to allow me to go. I was in there for quite a few months because had I stayed one more day, I would have lost my leg completely. And they had to drain out all the poison day by day. I had to learn to walk again. And so while I was there, the nurses and the hospital staff became my cheerleaders. And there was a financial account manager who was helping me with all my bills. He gave me information on how to leave. And he said, whenever you're ready, let me know. Sometimes the only person that a victim of abuse will hear is going to be a police officer, it's going to be a friend, it might be a coworker, and that judgment of that one person can be all it takes for that victim to say, I'm not going to leave because everybody's going to judge me like this. Had it not been for him, I don't think that I would have left as soon as I did.
When I would handle the cases on patrol when I first became an officer, it was heartbreaking to see the effect it had on so many people. It's not just the two involved parties. It's the kids who are seeing mom and dad fight or boyfriend and girlfriend fight. Sometimes it's a community thing. We have a domestic violence task force here in Lubbock, and I'm a member of that, and I represent the Lubbock Police Department in joint meetings with many different community partners such as Women's Protective Services or Voice of Hope, and we're able to disseminate information about other services. Our goal is to handle the case before us, but also be a point of information to our victims. Those numbers can drop with the joint response that we seem to be doing here in Lubbock.
If anyone is familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that's basically what we do. We do a modified version. At the bottom of that triangle is basic human needs. To survive, every human needs safety, they need food, they need water. So that's what the shelter provides at its core basis. Then we move up that triangle and there's so many different crises, so we've got to address each crises individually. So once we can sort of get to a stable place, then we can move up that triangle where we can work on healing and education through the counseling process.
When I left him, I didn't have any skills. I didn't know what to do. I did not work for the 13 years. I wasn't allowed. I didn't even get my driver's license until I was already 30 years old. I went back to go get my GED after I left him. And through Women's Protective and through the agencies that I was getting involved with, I found out about volunteer programs. And so I started volunteering at Catholic Family Service. They taught me all of the office process. They taught me how to file, how to use a phone, how to type. And it was so exhilarating to be able to learn something new like that. And so then they hired me on part-time to help the counselors at night. And so from there, with that experience, the doors just opened up. So moving forward was to show my kids you can still do something. You can make it as a single mom. You can make it as a victim of abuse. You can make it as a victim of, molestation. You can make it through I'm not going to hide where I came from, because where I came from and what I went through helped me to become who I am today.